Hey, did you hear the one about the student who tried to bring a fish onto the airline? Sounds like a joke, but it's all too real. Welcome everyone, Mark here, and I want to tell you a story. This is so weird, and since it's about travel, I thought I'd share it with you. This student from the University of Colorado was boarding a plane from Denver to California, and she tried to bring aboard her goldfish, and she was denied. And is she livid? All right, I want to talk a little bit about this because it is so strange. I do a lot of travel and I've seen a lot of things, but I've never seen someone trying to bring a goldfish on board a plane. Okay, technically, it's not a goldfish. According to the story I'm looking at here, it's a betta. It said it's a pink betta named Cassie. So it just seems strange to me. Now, I'm not going to pass judgment. I guess, I have been a fish owner. I've had a lot of aquariums in my life, but I've never had such an attachment to one fish that I had to travel on an airplane with it. But here is the thing. Now, this student, I'm not going to say her name. I don't want to embarrass anyone. But this student was pretty angry. And she said she checked beforehand, and apparently it was okay to bring a goldfish through TSA. Let's stop here. Let's talk about TSA, and then we'll go further and talk about Southwest Airlines. So I went to see exactly what it said on the TSA website. So if you go to tsa.gov, it actually has a list of what can I bring, and I'm looking at it right here. And TS rules actually state live fish. It's a category. And it says carry-on bags, yes. Check bags, no. So according to TSA, you can bring a goldfish as long as it's on your carry-on. In your carry-on? In your carry-on. But here's the thing. TSA also has a restriction on how much liquid you can bring in. You can bring in a lot of liquids in a quart bag. It has to be in a quart bag, but every container has to be, and this is what it says. It says that liquids are limited to travel-sized containers that are 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters or less. So unless she was keeping this goldfish in a tiny little bag, it wouldn't be able to make it through TSA. Or would it? Those seem to go against each other, right? On one hand, it says, yeah, you can bring a goldfish or bring a fish, but you have to contain your liquids to 3.4 ounces. And it doesn't seem to me like a fish would be able to survive a trip of any length in only 3.5 ounces of water. Now, it goes on. It says here in the checked bag, live fish in water in a clear, transparent container are allowed after inspection by the TSA officer. So, we have a little bit of, I wouldn't say a discrepancy, but it's pretty tight guidelines. If the fish is in a clear container, which I would imagine a plastic bag would be a clear container, and it is on your carry-on, why do I keep saying on your carry-on? In your carry-on, and the TSA officer checks it. But then it goes on to say it has to be 3.4 ounces or less. So it makes me wonder if this student had her goldfish in a container that was less than 3.4 ounces. But let's say it was, because according to the story, she made it through TSA. But to say that she checked up front and she investigated, it doesn't ring true to me, because I spent about 30 seconds online, and I found out very quickly what Southwest Airlines has to say about pets. Southwest Airlines allows small, vaccinated domestic cats and dogs to travel with you in cabin, under the seat, in front of you. That's what it says about pets. It doesn't say anything about fish, monkeys, turkeys, weasels, ferrets, what have you. It says you can have a vaccinated domestic cat and dog with you in cabin under the seat in front of you. So with a few exceptions, you're not going to be able to bring on your Great Dane or your German Shepherd because they would not be able to fit underneath the seat. Now, I also looked at the Southwest community, and this goes back as far as February 8th of 2017. Southwest Airlines will only accept small cats and dogs and carriers that can be stowed under the customer seat. So this is going back almost 2 years as the time I'm making this recording. So this student who claimed that she was wronged, that she was told she could bring the fish, apparently stopped at TSA. She didn't go further and see exactly what the airlines allow. So that's it. If you're thinking of bringing an animal, a pet, on board with you on your next flight, please don't simply check the TSA regulations. Don't simply check the airport regulations. Check the specific airline you're going to be flying on, because you don't want to be disappointed and have to be turned away with your goldfish. Oh, there is another interesting part of the story. She said she turned around and handed the goldfish to the person behind her when she was in line, and she doesn't know what happened to her goldfish. Don't turn your pet over to a stranger. Apparently, she went through TSA, handed the goldfish off, and then the person that had the goldfish got stopped. I don't know if it was because they had a goldfish, but why put your pet, if that pet was so important that she had to fly with it, why put your pet in the hands of a stranger? So that's it for today. File under Strange Travel Stories. As always, I love to read your comments down below. I encourage you to like and share the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I'm Mark, the Average Me Channel.